So with this question, you've got graphs. So on those graphs, so you've got a pie or chart. So you've got a pie chart. And if you notice, the pie chart is a circle. Now, within your pie chart, it's representing different numbers of people. So here, there's a certain number of people who have no pets. So many have 1 pet, 2 pets, 3 pets, etc. The key thing is to work out how many people there are in each of those categories. Now, for this question, all we're interested in is, now if you read the question through, it says we're looking for the probability this child has no more than 1 pet. So what does that actually mean? No more than 1 pet. Well, that means that they've either got no pets or 1 pet. Okay, so looking on our graphs or charts, we're interested in the total number of pupils because we're working out a probability. So we need the total number of in year 5 and year 6. So the totals. And then on the top, we need to know the number that have 0 or 1 pet. Okay. So this question, you've got 6 marks. So for that, even if you don't get your end probability correct, there are lots in there that you can do that contribute towards those 6 marks. So first of all, how many pupils are there in year 6? Well, we can read off the bar chart. Let me just put the highlighter and put the right thing on there. So what we can do is we can read off this bar chart. And we can look up to the bar and read across to see how many that is. So this bar here for the number that have 1 pet, it goes up to the number 8. So there are 8 people who have 1 pet, 6 that have no pets. So those are the numbers we kind of need for the first bit of the probability. But for the bottom bit, we actually need to know how many pupils there are altogether for our probability. So all I'm going to do is literally just write on. You don't have to do it on the bar. You can do it underneath, or you can do it in the working out. 3, 2, and 1. So if we add those numbers together. So we've got 6. Let me get a different colour so you can actually see that on the screen. So we've got 6 plus 8 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So it's 14, 15, 20, so that's 25. So it's 25 in year 6. We know that there are 36 pupils in year 5. So the total number of pupils we've got altogether is 25 plus 36, which is equal to 61. So we know our probability is going to be out of 61. Right, well, how many then have got 0 or 1 pet? Well, we know in year 6, we know that there are 6 plus 8, so there are 14 in year 6 that have got either no pets or 1 pet. What we need to do now is we need to work out, well, how many people are there, how many children have got either 1 pet or no pets? With a pie chart, you've got a circle, and the total number of degrees in a circle, you're going all the way around, is what? 360. So we know that 360 degrees is represented by how many children on this graph? 36 children, okay? So we can work out then, well, how many degrees is there to represent 1 child? So 1 child would be equal to, well, we need to divide by 36. So we can say that actually 360 degrees is for the total. We divide that by 36. We can find out what it is for 1 child. So each child is represented by 10 degrees. That's kind of one way of doing it. So for 1 pet, if you look at 1 pet, it's got a right angle. So that means, I'm just going to do a little drawing at the top here. So you imagine you've got your circle. If you were to split that into 4 right angles, what proportion of the total is in here? What fraction is it? It's 1/4. So 1/4 of our 36 children have one pet. So 1/4 of 36, I'm just going to put this down here. So 1/4 of 36 is 36 divided by 4. So with fractions, we divide by the bottom number, then multiply by the top number. So that would be 9. So there are 9 children in that group there. How many are there in this group here for no pets? Well, there's no angle there. So what are we going to do? Well, this is where you need to get your protractor and measure the angle. Let me just put the pen back on. Okay, so you need to get a protractor and measure that angle. Now, if you measure that angle, I haven't got my one that I can use on screen at the moment. So what you've got to do is get your protractor, measure it, and I can tell you, having had just done that, it's 40 degrees. Okay. Well, if 10 degrees is the representation for one child, what would 40 degrees be for? Well, it's 4 lots of it. So 40 degrees would be 4 children. Okay. So all together, and let me change the colour because obviously I'm aware there's a lot of stuff on this screen. I want to make sure it's clear enough for you. There we go. So how many are there all together? There are 9 in that group. There are 4 in this group. So there are altogether 4 plus 9, 13 in year 5 that have either no pets or one pet. When we simplify that, 14 over 13 is 27 over 61. And that is your answer. The key thing is how many children are there all together? So how many were in year 5? How many were in year 6? So the fact that you got the number 25 from this one is 1 mark. The fact that you got 14 from here is another mark, okay? The fact that you've got 9 here, it's 1/4 of that 36, that's another mark. And then you've got setting out your probability. So even if you'd sort of thought, well, I know to work out a probability, I need the total number of children in year 5 and 6. Oh, like if I can work that bit out, well, that's 61. That would be 1 mark. So always look at your question and think, what's in there that I can work out? I hope that's helpful. I've gone through in a bit more detail than I was intending to, but I'm not going to do any more now. I'm just going to send this to you and hopefully it is helpful for you. All right, you take care. Bye.